Namaskar, welcome back. Alarm bells are sounding all over India's security system when 6 Ukrainian nationals and 1 person from the US were arrested in various cities of the country. The report is that they had traveled to the northeast, then onwards to Myanmar and back, violating all standing laws for foreign nationals, and reports suggest that they are involved in drone and other technology training to anti-India insurgents on this and definitely the other side of the border. How did they reach there? Are there more people who could be around in the country? And what does this mean for the security of the country? These are some of the questions we shall be going through in this special weekend episode. But before that, let's take a quick look at what really happened.
On 13th of March 2026, the National Investigation Agency made arrests at 3 different locations, bringing light to a whole new challenge to our internal security. A US national, Matthew Aaron Van Dyke, was arrested from Kolkata airport, and 6 other Ukrainian nationals were arrested from Lucknow and Delhi airports. The NIA was tracking these individuals since past few months before moving in to make the arrests. A high-level investigation further unveiled that these people were connected and they had travelled to Myanmar through India's northeastern state of Mizoram to train anti-India rebels in Myanmar. Special court at New Delhi remanded the 7 accused in 11 days of NIA custody. According to NIA's submission in court, the 7 individuals allegedly entered India on tourist visas on separate dates and flew to Guwahati, and thereafter they travelled to Mizoram without requisite documents such as the restricted area permit, protected area permit. The individuals also allegedly entered Myanmar illegally, and they were to conduct a pre-scheduled training for Myanmar-based ethnic armed groups known to support terror organizations, gangs operating in India in the domain of drone warfare, drone operations, assembly and jamming technology, etc., targeting the Myanmar junta, the NIA said. The Ukrainian government has asked for consular access to the 6 arrested nationals, responding to which the Ministry of External Affairs official spokesperson Randeep Jaiswal said relevant governments are handling the matter in line with domestic laws and international obligations, while ensuring that legal processes are being duly followed.
As you know, that this is a legal matter. The relevant GOI agencies are investigating it presently. Yes, we have received consular access request, and these will be addressed keeping in mind the legal requirements that are involved in this particular case.
So with that quick update, of course, the case is going on, the matter is in court, and I'm sure we'll be hearing a lot more about it. But for now, I have 2 stalwarts with me. Both of them know the northeast of India like the back of their hands, and they will be able to help us go down the topic about what this could really mean for the internal security of India. Let me introduce Shaukin Chauhan, well-known officer in the security establishment, former Director General of Assam Rifles. Welcome, sir.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Also, PK Mishra, expert on security issues, former ADG BSF. You have been listening to him on Media Scan. Welcome back, Mr. Mishra.
Jahil.
And I'd like to come to Shaukin Chauhan first. Sir, correct me if I'm wrong, but this is the first time, I think, when people from a country totally unconnected to our security system or the Northeast have been caught in this situation. We are used to hearing about Chinese training our insurgents, similar things happening in Bangladesh, etc. But is this the first time that people who have nothing to do with the Northeast or India have been caught in such a situation?
Good evening to you, Mrs. Smita Mishra. Thank you for calling me. Indeed, a very alarming situation that we have caught mercenaries from the US and Ukraine operating in our borders, northeastern borders. These are very fragile borders.
Yes.
And the fact that they went into Myanmar from India, came back, and we caught them inside our country is a further alarming situation. Now, is this the first time? This is not the first time.
Okay.
In 2024, we caught an American uh, citizen who also did the same thing. The issue is that we've had over the past 4 to 5 years an entry of many American citizens coming there as pastors, saying that they are Baptist pastors and they are working with the churches in Mizoram. Now, it took, in fact, the chief minister of Mizoram to say that they didn't need any more pastors
Yes.
from and that our own pastors could do the job. And therefore, it's not the first time. The issue is like this, that these people reached Aizawl. Aizawl is supposed to check their inner line permit. Permit was not checked, and they were allowed to go. And then they crossed the border from certain crossing points that they were probably guided. And they also came back from those same crossing points. Now, the issues, the security issues involved are how did they move from Aizawl Airport, which is supposed to check their inner line permits?
Yes.
And why were they allowed to move without those inner line permits? Secondly, how were they allowed to cross into Myanmar without being checked? And thirdly,
So what do you think? How
Yeah.
was it possible? What is your understanding of things? What could have happened?
The security in Aizawl Airport is actually manned by the Mizoram police. We're not very sure, but I'm sure a detailed investigation would take place
Yes.
as to how they were permitted. Secondly, crossing points, unfortunately, because Aizawl, the government in Mizoram has opposed the fence. We do not have a fence in Mizoram at all.
Yes.
Uh, because there's no fence, there are certain crossing points which are not manned, and the Assam Rifles does not have enough force to cover the entire border with Myanmar. It's a 1,643-kilometer long border with Myanmar, with India and Myanmar, starting from Arunachal in the north right down to Mizoram in the south. And there are crossing points that people can go through. There's also the inner line permit that you've heard. Now it has been reduced to 10 kilometers. Earlier it was 16 kilometers. And again, because of the recent trouble in Myanmar, we've had a lot of Chin refugees entering India. Almost 45,000 to 50,000 Chin refugees are in Mizoram, being sanctuary by the Mizos because they are their kith and kin across the border. So these are the issues that could have helped these people cross in and come back.
Fine.
And they
So
often
if I could
had-
just, if I could just bring it down to 2-3 points, you believe that greater vigil, greater security checkup is required. I know that when we land in any of these states, we cannot go, we cannot leave the airport unless we are able to produce the permit. But anyway, and the second is perhaps the Assam Rifles needs to be augmented through manpower and other issues. But allow me, sir, to come to P.K. Mishra here. Sir, two points of discussion are going on, the chatter that is being reported. One theory says that, okay, they could be mercenaries, but they were actually, they had, crossed over to Myanmar because they are interested in training and augmenting the anti-junta forces which are there in the jungles. But more important for us is the fact that they are probably training northeast insurgents, people who are against the safety, the security of our motherland. And so these are the two theories going on. What is your sense of things?
Smita, I can well tell you, these border crossing, I am marking from 2023 when they started, the Manipur incident, it started. In fact, we had a lot of drones which were used in Manipur violence from 2023 to 2025. A lot of drones were used.
Correct.
These drones, they came from Myanmar. Now what is happening after Manipur incident happened and what happened in Manipur-Myanmar border, some strictness that was followed. The drugs, the weapons and the militants, they started coming from Mizoram border. The worst part of it, 1643 kilometers, as you were saying, our 1643 kilometers is completely open.
Yes.
Because neither it is fenced, Smita, nor we are having any border guarding force. which is guarding that border in BOP concept, border outpost concept like Pakistan border and Bangladesh border. That is what I used to always tell, guard the border on BOP concept, which is not there, and a number of points are there, and in fact, I can tell you it is open border. Here what has happened, they have imparted, now they have taken drone parts and assembled in Myanmar. How come these drones? From European countries, it got to Matthew and these Ukrainian partners, those who were there, and they were not 7, I mean total 7 or 6 Ukrainians. There were 14 Ukrainians.
Okay.
Now 8 more are somewhere missing in Myanmar or Mizoram or Guwahati, somewhere there. Now NIA has to find it out. And it's very sure they were 14 in numbers. Now, they have taken all these weapons and drones to Myanmar. They landed at Guwahati. From Guwahati, either they have gone by road or they have taken the flight to Aizawl. Now, how all these weapons and drones they were carried? Number 2, handlers were there. They just cannot go like this. We had a number of handlers who were in league with that, and I am very sure this is being continued from 2024, not now. They are going and training.
So you believe it is time now that the the
Yes.
BOP concept of border
Exactly,
patrol,
Smita.
which is there in other parts of the country, needs to be implemented here.
And you see, when Manipur episode started, in fact, it's now there also. Several times I have brought it out that we have to close the border with barbed wire fencing and also deployment of a border guarding force, maybe Assam Rifle, maybe BSF, maybe CRP, whatever it may be. In BOP concept, you can't keep a company here, 5 kilometers away from the border, and after another 15 kilometers, another company will be there.
Okay,
That's
okay.
not guarding.
Yes, right.
So that is how
yes.
they have gone. They have not only trained those ethnic rebels in Myanmar, they have also trained our NSCN Kaplang, our PLA, our PREPAC and our UNLF and our militant groups which were always entering, they were entering to Manipur and Mizoram with weapons and with drugs and with drones. That's
Fine,
what
fine.
has happened.
That's a lot of things to
Yes.
talk about.
Yes.
But let me come back to Shaukin Chauhan here. Sir, 2-3 things are important. For ethnic reasons, social, people-to-people reasons, this part of the border is not guarded the way we have the Bangladesh border or on the western front. But with all these developments, very sinister developments, do you think, as Mr. Mishra pointed out, it is time to now review the way our, these porous kind of borders we have on the Myanmar side is one question. The other is, what kind of a possibility, what kind of a risk does this pose to the northeastern states, particularly Mizoram, Manipur? I remember the former CM of Manipur, N. Biren Singh, was on record to say that there were foreign, if I may say, operatives who were trying to fan this violence in Manipur.
Smita ji, let me be actually very honest. I've been the Director General of the Assam Rifles.
Yes, sir.
And it's my job to protect this border. Now, firstly, why isn't this border fenced? The reason it wasn't fenced is that it divides the population on both sides.
Right.
Eastern Nagaland, Eastern Arunachal, Manipur, and Mizoram. All these 4 states have actively said that we will not allow this fence to come up because it divides families. And that was the reason why we could never close this border from the beginning. It is not today's story. It is almost 20, 25 years
Yes.
before we had taken up this case saying the border must be fenced. And this border was not fenced because the states would not agree. Even after the permission of the Home Minister was taken to build this fence, only 65 odd kilometers of this fence has come up. It is a single strand fence. And it has already been cut in many places.
Yeah.
So a fence is not the answer only.
Right.
Now, I have had many conversations with Mr. Mishra on this issue of BOP concept. And I want to put one issue at rest here. A BOP has 10 people in it.
No.
Yes.
No.
Right? and like the BSF Nagas have, there are 10 people in it. The Naga insurgents or the Manipur insurgents or the insurgents opposite Arunachal Pradesh or opposite Parwa or Mizoram operate in groups of 50 to 60.
I will reply.
And as a result of which, a BOP standing alone has no capability to survive
No.
in that area. And this is the reason why the Assam Rifles decided that we would keep it in company
I don't agree.
because of the survivability capability. You would be surprised that in northeastern states, we do not have even police stations in isolated areas because they can't survive. These insurgents will merely come, surround the police station, take away the weapons that they took out in Manipur. They took 600 weapons from the police.
Yes.
So it is like giving, if you have a BOP of 10 people, that BOP can't
is
survive.
not 10 people.
These were the reasons that we said that we don't mind having NACA concept, we don't mind having BOP concepts, we don't mind the fence coming up. You have to convince the political authorities of these 4 states to allow the fence.
Point
None of
taken,
the-
sir. Point taken. Mr. Mishra, I mean, there is a point here that we cannot allow our personnel to become sitting ducks. We have to see the
Exactly.
terrain and
Yes, yes.
and the local
Yeah,
factors. But
And we
quickly,
have-
if you want to make your point,
Yeah,
Mr. Mishra, I have other issues we want to
Smita, I can well
talk
tell you
about.
this is the same thing which has happened when the fencing was made in Bangladesh border. What about these Bengalis which are there in our side and Bangladesh side? They are all relatives. We have so many relations of Bangladesh, I mean our Bengali people
On
from
both sides,
Calcutta,
yes.
both the sides. Similar thing is here. And there in Bangladesh border also we have made it. In Pakistan border, we are having our deployment is in BOP strength. The BOP is not 10. The NACA, that is called ambush. The ambush party is of 10 numbers or 8 numbers. The BOP is a platoon, 37 or sometimes it is 2 platoons, 74, 75 personnel in one BOP. And Pakistan forces have not yet attacked one BOP of PSF so far till the deployment was
All
made.
right, all
So
right.
we have to make this BOP strength and this.
All right, I think we'll have to wait
There
for
is
the
no-
political leadership both in the states along with the center
Yeah.
to review the situation and see how can we augment it. But at the moment there is another pressing question and the media has been full of stories about it. Some of could be wild theories, but we have to see to all of them. And the moot question, Mr. Chauhan, here is, these, as you call them, mercenaries, these are kind of freelance people who were sent there definitely by somebody. Now, the basic fundamental question coming to everybody's mind is, who do you think is behind all this? As Mr. Mishra pointed out, there are probably more such operatives in the country. We have to now step up the investigation.
See, after the coup by the Myanmar army, the Tatmadaw, you had a number of insurgent groups in Myanmar, what we call ethnic armed organizations, EAOs, who got together and who have a fair amount of money which they have got from smuggling and from narcotics and from terrorizing people and from extortion. So many of these groups could have added and connected with somebody there and got this person. Whether the NIA is carrying out a very detailed interrogation of these people, nobody knows as to who has taken them yet. I do not want to at this moment say something because I'm a general and I do not want to sound like the people are sounding on the media today and are not taken to task because I feel whatever I say is important. So at present we don't know whether it is these AOs in Myanmar who got them or it is Indian insurgent groups who got them. The issue is that this is serious. And if it is serious because they have brought in drones, they have brought in technology, they have brought in jammers. This changes the battlefield. This
Yes.
changes how the insurgent is going to fight us. You are probably not aware that about a month and a half back, we had an Assam rifle camp hit by a drone.
No,
That
I'm aware,
drone-
sir. I'm aware.
We could not jam that drone. So obviously they were using technology that we don't have at the present moment. And the issue is, as you said, Smita Mishra, that the Assam Rifles has only 45 units at the present moment, 46 units, of which 3 are in Kashmir.
Yes.
And those 46 units, 21 of these units are fighting the counterinsurgency inside the northeast. So you have only 24 units, 23 units rather, on the India-Myanmar border, which is 1,643 kilometers long.
Right. So new technology by these people, whoever the forces may be, is one challenge. And as you pointed out, you have flagged already that the lack of manpower with the Assam Rifles and other forces is also a concern. But sir, before we let you go, there is one thing that has attracted a lot of media attention, and perhaps rightly so, and that is, who is this character Matthew Van Dyke?
Okay.
How did he land up in our country? What was the purpose? Sometimes he is believed to be a documentary filmmaker. At other times, he is an influencer, and perhaps a lot more. Also the question, are there similar Van Dykes, going around our country in the garb of some other activism that they are doing? But actually, they have a much more serious, more sinister design in mind. P.K. Mishra, your understanding of this whole Van Dyke phenomenon.
Smita, I can well tell you, let me go back to 2023. What happened in Manipur in Churachandpur? That time also N. Biren Singh has categorically told there were some US personnel, they were present in Churachandpur. And see the statement of Lalduma, the Chief Minister of Mizoram. He has given a statement in 2024 from June to December. About 2,000 tourists, foreign tourists were there in Aizawl. And nobody knew how they came and where they have gone. Have they gone back to their country? Have they gone to Myanmar? They are all of them, they have evaporated. And that is how I am very sure. Look at Sheikh Hasina's statement for a Christian state, constitution of a Christian state, merging the Chin group opposite side in Myanmar and our Mizoram and Churachandpur belt of Manipur. That is also a big story. Now, during
quickly, sir, we are running out of time.
Earlier regime of, before this Tariq ji, that time when Muhammad Yunus was there, the border was very tense. So we had a number of militant groups, both sides operating. In Manipur, we had drones, which came, they were used in Manipur also. Right. Now he told in Assam Rifle also one drone it came. So that means drone technology and weapons, they have gone from Europe through Mizoram to Myanmar.
Fine.
This is what we have to be very cautious.
As our viewers, as our experts have just pointed out, there are many facets of the whole situation. And since the investigation is on, we do not want to hazard too many guesses. But certainly there may be a lot of things coming out as this investigation progresses. For now, we have to end this conversation here. We are totally out of time. But thank you so much, Shaukin Chauhan, for connecting to us on this very sensitive subject. And P.K. Mishra, always so gracious to join our show. Thank you, gentlemen.
Jai Hind.
That brings us to the end of this episode of Media Scan. But we will keep an eye as the investigation progresses and come back to you on that. For now, it's a wrap up on this episode. Do join us next weekend. Namaskar.